got a busy table here. S13 Knuckle, Gktech RCA, Gktech budget lower control arm, version 4 tension rod, S14 extended LCA from Gktech, version 2 S14 arm, Knuckle, S13 specific lower control arm, stock length, and they're brand new version 4 S13 Knuckle with adjustable Ackerman. So I made a template of this laying on the ground, and I just simply put the new one in there and lined it up. How simple is that? Generations, right? I just wanted to do like a side-by-side comparison of all the setups. Why I have all these right now, I don't know. S13 Knuckle, S13 RCA, so it relocates the ball joint and the tie rod. Moves it more for the drift angles. You can say that. Super strong. That was literally the first mod I did to this car. It's been holding up perfectly fine for years. After that, I did the version 4 tension rod. It has more wheel clearance with the kick in like that. Offset Heim out here so you can get even more wheel clearance. After that, I did the budget lower control arm. I had a sway bar hooked up, so that did work. I wasn't going too crazy with this. So on top of that, I had a 1-inch spacer out there, so that maybe gave me more clearance, so I was running a stock bar. So offset Heim out here for the lower control arm, and that lets you offset it inside the wheel well. So I was already kicking it forward away from that detrimental spot that everyone's always rubbing. S14 version, these are specific to S14, S15 only. This is the extended length. Oh my Lord. This is significantly longer. Look at that. S14 version 2 Knuckle. Get a close up at that. And once again, this is for S14 fitment only, S15, due to the length or the width difference right here. So I didn't know that, and I installed them, but nothing was working. Then I looked on the website, and there's an asterisk saying only works on S14s and S15s. So you can still use a sway bar on that also. Reading the instructions here, it's actually pretty cool. So say if you do get a used set, it'll say what version you have based on the holes here and the holes there. So they have a difference in that. Actually, just these top ones. So it's actually really cool. So that's how I came to buying the brand new set. This is the S13 stock length lower control arm, and I've got them extended to what I believe is the right length. I've also got them offset again, so I can pitch the whole knuckle assembly forward in the car. It's what I've grown to love with this setup. And we're gonna run 3 on one side and 4 on the other to offset it one more time. Why not? This is the version 4 Knuckle. So we're missing a 3, but we got a version 4 Knuckle. Got the boot in here. And honestly, the 4 Knuckle looks really awesome. Like, I was talking to Greg, the owner of Gktech, the other day, and I was like, there's like a big improvement of what you guys been doing in these past couple years. Just seeing at the craftsmanship of this knuckle compared to that one. They've really been refining it and adjusting it, and this one has adjustable Ackerman. So we've got this offset washer, and this bad boy drops in. That's the bottom. Shows you how many times I've done it. Drops in, and depending on how much you want to run, like I'll probably make little hash marks to note the orientation of it, but you can adjust it in and out or neutral. So pretty stoked on that, and I'll definitely be doing more videos of it or testing with it and showing. So the big one on the bottom can only go on the bottom. It inserts flush, so that's really cool. And it's clockable also. But realistically, they only clock 2 ways. Someone could correct me with that maybe. Because your tie rod still has to pass through there, so it can't be that. Another cool thing about this lower control arm or this knuckle, you can use it on a stock style lower control arm or a stock knuckle. From what I know, it's the only knuckle that you can do that with. So if you have a nice lower control arm setup that you've loved and you don't want to shell out the money for these, you can straight up just use this knuckle if you want this, style adjustment. Or if you like your knuckle, you can just put these lower control arms on if they're OE style. Their shank right here for the ball joint is adaptable. So really rad. They do a lot of cool stuff. Dust boots for everything. Steering stops, adjustable. You've got washers and bolts and everything that goes in there and makes it happy. Let's do this other one. Alrighty, I have assumed the position of installing this bad boy. Here it is. This is the driver's side, clearly because the tie rod's on the back. The tie rod's going to attach all the way in there. And I'm sure you've never seen a video of someone installing a lower control arm with the knuckle bolted up, so I'm going to try to do that for you right now. I got all the hardware loose already. OE stuff right here, and I've changed this bolt back here to something else. Don't know why. But I'm also going to install this bolt side forward because of clearance with the tie rod as it moves back and forth because the bolt's a little too long. Oh, what's that? Oh, the blade sway bar? Got it. So, get clearance, pull this out. Let's lift this thing up. Use my big boy hammer just to do some tapping to line everything up. Yeah, we're doing all right. And it's offset a bit. You can see that it's more sunk on this side. Yeah. To kind of give a little bit more clearance, and same thing to this one. See how much offset it is? To try to roll the knuckle this way, away from the back. Cooking with fire now. So, these are S14 bodied coilovers. So Fortune gave me this sweet hardware that takes up the space of it. But I've also got an eccentric bolt, just like a generic bolt kit from like Napa or something. And clearly I've been driving this car. I don't care if it's raining or not, I'm driving. Stock bolt in the bottom. Up top, I have their offset strut top. So I'm kind of limited on what kind of range of adjustment I have up here other than rotating this in and around. Realistically, I didn't go with the extended lowers because of the fact that I'm running stock width fenders and I only run 7.5 inch wide wheels. I'm hoping this is a combination that maybe no one's ever tried before. So hopefully we can get all the angles. So I've got the lowers tightened down. Mine were 17/17 and that was a 19. And up top here, I've written what size they are. So whoever's stuck doing the alignment, if I'm doing it or a buddy, we know what's what. And this is the eccentric that I was talking about. You can hardly see it, but it lets you push that knuckle in and out while it's the load on the car because that thing's an egg. So it's gonna push it in and out. Sick, right? Super simple. That's probably like a $10 kit you buy at any parts store for your needs. Torque spec of 6 chugga uggas. Or is that just 5 chugga uggas? It's on. All right, here we go. Outer tie rod's on. Bit loose, because I'm still figuring out if I want to move these shims around. This is their S14 inner tie rod that you buy from them. It's super long. You cut it down the length. This is the outer tie rod kit. The stackable heights for bump steer, and I'm trying to just get it in line with what I think, and I'm still moving these spaces around. So this will be different depending on what your car's set up at. Also, the Ackerman adjustment, it's set all the way out, so the outermost point, and snug that down. So there it is sitting flush.